Hi, this is Harry Wagner. We're out here in the Virginia range, about 50 miles north of Reno, Nevada, and rescuing a friend of mine, Pete, today. So Pete is a nature photographer. He was out here looking for sage grouse in his Ram Rebel, and unfortunately, you could say he had a bad year because he got 2 flat tires on the stock tires out here. Pete's an accomplished guy in the backcountry. No big deal. He changed out the first one. The second one he put plugs in, but it spit him out and kind of slid off the road. So he asked us to come help and get him out today.
So earlier I had a side wear tear in one of my tires, and I put that in and switched it out with the spare. So coming up here, I got another sidewall tear, and when the air just went out, it kind of just shoved the rear end downhill. And every time we tried to bring it out, it just kept on sliding down. We didn't have a winch or anything. We tried some traction boards, and it just steadily went downhill. So we decided that was it, and get some real help.
So, as luck would have it, I have a Jeep with 40s and tons right now. This Jeep actually belongs to Roco 4x4, some friends of mine from Miami. They drove it out for King of the Hammers and then left it with me in Reno. And the plan was for them to pick it up at Easter Jeep Safari in Moab. But that was canceled due to COVID-19, so I still have the Jeep, which actually is working out in our favor today. So this is a 2019 Rubicon JL. It's got JKS control arms, Fox coilovers, 40-inch Nitto Trail Grapplers on Raceline beadlocks, ultimate Dana 60 crate axles under it. It's about everything you could ever want in a Jeep, making it perfect for recovery. So I've got my buddy Brad out here with me. Brad and I have actually done quite a few recoveries together over the years, and so he just went down and assessed the situation. What are you thinking, Brad?
Well, we got a big pile of rocks behind it, and there's a big pile of rocks in front of it, and it's pretty off camber. So I think if we got a good winch line in the front, pull it uphill, I think it's going to be a little bit more successful. I think we could do possibly both winch lines just for stability in case it gets a little tippy. So I think we'll be able to pull it up and then change the tire once we get it up on the road.
So don't change the tire where it is. Get it on flat ground first.
Yeah, it's pretty
sketchy where it is.
It's definitely dangerous. So
sounds like a plan.
We're gonna yard this thing out and head back to lunch.
So there's certain gear you want to carry in the backcountry for recovery at any time. This Jeep actually has a Warren Xeon 10,000-pound winch on it with synthetic winch cable. We also have Maxtraxx recovery boards here, onboard air with an ARB compressor. I brought this Factor 55 receiver with a metal D-ring on it to help pull the truck out. And then we've also got a Bubba Rope soft shackle in case we need this, and a kinetic recovery strap if we need to yank it out. So we usually carry all this gear with me so that I have a lot of recovery options on the trail. Even if it's not a situation like this, just being able to get unstuck. These things come in handy. So you can see here, Pete's truck slid off the road. We've got the winch line hooked up uphill. We're gonna try and just get him back on the road. So Pete will get in, put his truck in low range and drive. Brad will be out kind of commanding us, and I'll be in the Roco Jeep, just putting the winch line to work. It is super rocky, so this truck doesn't have a ton of ground clearance. We don't want to be dragging the sheet metal in particular, but really anything over the rocks, or risk getting another puncture out here since we don't have any more spare tires. We're gonna just take it nice and slow. We're gonna put the winch under tension and then let Pete just sort of drive his way out with the safety of the winch line. Once we get back up on the road, then we can change that tire, and fingers crossed we'll be good to go.
Put it in gear. Easy, don't spin. That's right, just let it idle up. Turn to the right a little bit more. Keep turning to the right. now start turning to your left. Left. Okay, you back on the road on your rear driver. Okay, go ahead. Put on the brake.
Yeah, I like it. Hopefully this will get up to the top. Find a spot to change it. Great.
So while I carry a full complement of recovery gear on the trail, I don't necessarily carry 3 jacks on the trail under normal circumstances. But we knew we had a flat tire to change and we weren't sure what the conditions were going to be like. So I brought this ARB exhaust jack that you actually hook onto your exhaust. It's like a big bladder and it'll lift the vehicle up. I've used this in silt beds in Baja, in the sand dunes. It gets really low and it's got a wide base, so really helpful. I also brought this ARB jack, which is my current favorite, to be honest, but you need rock sliders and things like that in order to use it, which Pete doesn't have on his truck. So we're probably going to use this Pro Eagle jack. It's a floor jack, but it's got big tires, which I love big tires, so you can't go wrong with that. It should be easy to just roll under the diff, lift the truck up, and change the tire. I've got a Milwaukee electric impact, so I mean you can use just the normal wrench that the truck comes with, but this makes quick work of things, so should be an easy tire change. So we were able to get Pete's truck recovered with our winch, and then once we got him on flat ground, we had brought a floor jack from Pro Eagle. We were able to change the tire easily, and we're on our way home now. So really turned a bad situation into not a big deal with the right equipment and the right people. We just evaluated the situation, took our time, and got him recovered.